Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the new DC Universe Club Infinite Earths Golden Age J. Garrick Flash. So this is the inaugural figure in the brand new DC Club Infinite Earths line. In case you missed it, DC Universe Classics has moved to MattyCollector.com this year, and is working in a similar format as Masters of the Universe Classics, Ghostbusters Classics, and all of the other toy lines they've carried. We're only going to get these figures released one at a time now, and there is a subscription service that was sold last year. J. Garrick here is the first figure release in this line. You can see that the figure comes in the standard white mailer box that all of the Matty Collector figures come in. Now, a big change to these since they've moved online is in the packaging. We now have the figures coming in a window box instead of the blister cards that the figures came in when they were released in retail stores. The box notes Signature Collection at the top with the character's name underneath. Now, one of the other differences is since these packages are made for each individual figure, we get a little bit of more characteristics of the actual character within put right there on the box. For example, we now have full artwork of the figure within pictured on the side and the back of the packaging, along with a bio for the character. J. Garrick is a pretty standard looking figure for the DC Universe Classics line. Even though these have moved online, it doesn't look like a whole lot is changing as far as the style goes, which is probably a good thing. We don't want things to be too drastically different because we want these to fit in with the rest of the figures we already have. The build of the body is pretty much exactly the same as what we've seen for all of the other DC Universe Classics figures, and it looks like most of the parts have already been shared with previous figures. He does have a much leaner and skinnier body than figures like the Flash, which probably makes more sense for a character who is a speedster. Although you will note that he is a little bit taller than the Flash is, so he might be a little too lanky for some. But otherwise, the build is pretty much exactly what you would come to expect from a DC Universe Classics figure. The paint job on the figure is very clean, featuring bright reds, blues, and yellows. The details of the belt are just painted on, so there's no sculpting there. The face has got a really nice look on it, and you'll notice that the hair actually has the gray streaks on the sides, making this the older version of J. Garrick. And one really nice touch is the helmet, as it's made of a very shiny vac metallized plastic. Now, the helmet is non-removable, it is permanently attached to the figure's head, but that shine of the vac metal is a really nice touch and something that I really like, and it helps make this figure stand out. Now, as far as the articulation goes, like I said, if you're a fan or collector of DC Universe Classics, you pretty much know exactly what you're getting here. The head moves very nicely left to right and has some nice up and down movement. The ball-like joints in the shoulders have a full 360 degrees turn with a bicep cut, a single joint in the elbow, and wrist twists. You have torso cut articulation, plus it swivels at the waist, allowing the figure to move completely left and right and a full 360 degrees. The legs can move outwards in a nice splits, as well as moving forward and backwards. You've got thigh cut articulation, single cuts in the knees, and then you do have a standard forward-backward motion in the ankles. There are no ankle pivots, and there is no rotation at the figure's boot cut. So you're not going to be able to get like very many wide stances or anything like that with the figure, but the posability still works pretty well. All of the joints on mine are nice and tight, and they move very fluidly, so there's no problems with any loose joints or anything like that, which is very nice. Now, the figure doesn't come with any accessories whatsoever. It's just the figure by himself. And you'll also notice that he does have both of his fists in the closed position because he's a runner. This seems pretty common with the figures like the Flash and Kid Flash, as they've done previously. So even if he had any accessories, he wouldn't actually be able to hold on to any of them. Overall, I'd say this is a pretty nice figure, and it's a pretty cool introduction to the new Club Infinite Earths line. It'll be interesting to see some of the different figures that we get in this new series, but this here is a nice character to add to your collection. For anybody who likes collecting anything from the Golden Age or wants to help complete their JSA, this is a great way to kick off this brand new line on Matty Collector. The J. Garrick Flash figure will be available on MattyCollector.com on May 15th and is part of the brand new Club Infinite Earth subscription. Until next time.